Well, hello, beautiful people. It's me, Sam, from your friendly neighborhood Dunder Mifflin Paper Company, and it is my review of the Equalizer 3. All right, let's get down to it. Look, I liked the first Equalizer. I thought it was a good, solid action flick. I thought the Equalizer 2 was decent. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like good. Now with Equalizer 3, I think that Denzel and Antoine Fuqua, the director, have made their tightest and their best paced out of the three. One of the big issues that I had with the first and the second film was that I felt like the movies were about 20 minutes or so too long. I felt like they hung out a little too much with Denzel with these side characters, and and I liked that. I liked how he interacted with just common people. But then again, I just felt like it went on too long and it dragged out. Now with this one, the first scene opens with a very brief but pretty amazing action scene. And then, it hits the ground running, and then we're introduced to Denzel meeting the townspeople of this little Italy town. And I liked it. I liked how they kept the plot rolling. The pacing was just perfect. It went back and forth from Dakota Fanning's character, who's this CIA investigator. That's all I'm going to reveal about her character, but it was such a great experience seeing them two interact, Denzel and Dakota Fanning, especially since Man of Fire is easily one of my favorite action movies ever made. So it was nice seeing them with each other, and their interaction, their chemistry is just great. There was a lot going on in this movie, and I felt like they perfectly handled everything. And it's a very short, like an hour and 42 minute. Like, it's not, I shouldn't say short, but it doesn't feel too long and it doesn't feel too short. It feels just right. It's as if Antoine Fuqua took all the notes of that people, maybe saying that the film was just too long, and he kind of trimmed it up. There's really no fat here, it cuts to the point. The side characters are solid. They're fine. The villains, although not great, you hated them, which is maybe the point. They accomplished that. And they were pretty menacing, I have to be honest. The action scenes are great, very violent, very bloody, very brutal. Now, I will say the first hour is light on action, so keep in mind the first hour is light on action. There are some action scenes, and when they're pretty violent, but it's mostly setting up the whole story, introducing you to all these little side characters, making you care about these people, and you really do, just like Denzel's character cares about them. Now, the last 40 minutes of the movie are just, it gets intense, and it is brutal. It gets intense, it's brutal, and that's what you're there. And the audience, although it wasn't packed, but it was decently packed. Everyone was loving it. Everyone was cheering it on, Where would I rate this with the other two? I think this is better, a lot better than the second one. And I think it accomplishes more things than the first one. I think it executes things better than the first one. And yet I think that there are some things that the first one does better than this one. So I would say they're on par with each other. I both love them. And maybe I'm a little biased because it's set in Italy, and that's probably, it's my dream place where I would want to live and vacation. So maybe I'm just a little biased towards that. But overall, I enjoyed it. It's a good, solid action movie. It seems like the majority of critics are loving it, 75%. It's like in the 90s with audiences. And I could feel that, it seemed like everyone in the theater it had good energy. And of course, Denzel, he kills it once again. And I hope they end it here. But then again, there's like 30% of me that I would like to see another story of him. But I hope they end it here. It's a good fitting end to his character. But overall, I think I'm gonna give it a solid 7 out of 10. It's a good film. I think it's definitely worth checking out in theaters, maybe even a matinee. Yeah. So those are my thoughts. Let me know if you saw it. Let me know which fall movie you're looking forward to. Take care.